Hello, I'm Travis Wilson, and I'm here at Escape on Main in the historic Galt House in St. Charles, Missouri. Here, thrill seekers can test their knowledge to see if they can escape the room within 1 hour. So come with me as we check it out. I'm joined today by Brandon Olson, manager of the Escape on Main Street. Brandon, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So Brandon, this is an absolutely amazing experience that you have here, Escape on Main, right here in historic St. Charles. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how the business got started here?
So Ryan Riggi, our owner, was in Illinois at a soccer game with his kids, and he was looking for an arcade room. And when he Google searched it, he came up with an escape room. Fell in love with the idea, came back to St. Charles, instantly knew he wanted to do it on Main Street because it's such a bustling area and where he grew up. So he actually contacted or ran into his old soccer coach, Dan Borgmeyer.
Really?
Yeah. And he rented the space from him that we have and got it up and running from there. And it was just a labor of passion at first, and then we just grew to love it.
And so that's really kind of cool because to have an attraction like this here on Main Street, it really helps to sort of take Main Street into the future.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because this is something that's really up and coming. Families like it, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, groups, whatever it is, youth groups for churches. This has a wide appeal.
Absolutely.
And so it's drawing more people to Main Street.
Yeah, that's actually what's really great about escape rooms is that you don't have one specific customer. So we've had bachelorette parties in here. We've had 80-year-old birthday parties all the way down to like sweet 16s. And it's been a lot of fun for everybody. We've never had a bad experience here.
So what is it that makes doing an escape room a unique experience?
Well, with the recent rise of like virtual reality and the popularity of video games, which is all basically just problem and puzzle solving in the digital world, we strive to bring that into the real life world. And everything is hands-on. So when you go into these rooms to solve these puzzles and use your brain and promote critical thinking, it's definitely a very novel experience and something that gets very addicting very quickly. It's also a form of escapism because most rooms you'll run into are themed. So when you go into that separate world, it's something that takes you out of your day-to-day life and gives you a short-term goal to solve within the hour. And that's why people fall in love with it, I think.
Well, that sounds amazing. I know that when we went through it, it was a really great experience. And we did it as sort of a team building exercise. I know that you offer that as well, correct? Not just those that are, out for a family fun day, but it can actually be something that companies could use as well.
Absolutely. Escape rooms in general is really great for team building. And you come out having learned so much about your company and the people you work with. It's really incredible. We've had rooms where the management separates itself from the normal staff, and then they compete against each other for time in our two separate rooms. And you'd be surprised how often the regular staff beats out the management, or vice versa, and then the kind of relationship that builds. And of course there's the camaraderie, and it's all in good fun because they'll give each other trouble afterwards, which kind of builds towards the experience. But it also brings everybody that was on a team closer together and really teaches people how to work well in a space with each other.
So we've talked a lot about the clients that use your service. Do you have any repeat customers? Is there a time of year that's more busy? What can you tell us?
We're busy all year round, which is really great for us. We really love that. We do get a little bit busier in the winter months just because it is cold outside and more people are looking for indoor things to do. As far as repeat customers go, we get a lot of that. You'll get groups in here that have done 30, 35 escape rooms just in the St. Louis area, and then even more of that all over the country, that really want to come in and do one of our rooms, and then we'll immediately book a different date for our other room. We actually had other escape room owners come in from Montreal, and they did our Baker Street room and then immediately wanted to do our Casino Heist room. So that's always a lot of fun. And it is always nice to see people back like, oh, we did your Baker Street room a couple months ago and we wanted to come back and do the Casino Heist, which is a pretty common occurrence.
So can you tell us, Brandon, any interesting stories that might have occurred with any of your clients? Anything that you could reveal for us here?
Well, we are on Main Street, so sometimes our later night groups can get a little wild, which is always a lot of fun. And watching someone go through a room that really gets the fundamental goals of the room and just everything clicks for them, and they get through the room in a very decent time, or they make it up on our leaderboard. And that's really at least my favorite type of group to watch. And those are the best stories I tell. Just people that have gone in and just knocked out the room. And a lot of people are like, oh, or do you get upset when that happens? No, I'm really proud because they really enjoyed our room, and it was something that they really appreciated.
Sounds great. And so, Brandon, when someone comes in, it's a busy Friday night, they're here a half an hour early, they're about to go in for their time. What do they do while they're hanging out, just waiting?
So we actually have two lobbies as of right now. We have our smaller lobby, which we use for our less busy, and then we have our back lobby, which is a lot bigger. It has more comfortable seating, and we provide games. There's a Connect 4 back there, checkers. We keep a steady supply of Rubik's Cubes for people to get frustrated with. The Escape and Plays ourselves have a very competitive Connect 4 league going on that we're always competing each other
Nice.
with. So that's always a lot of fun. And of course, it's all decorated very nicely. So it's a really fun atmosphere.
Well, it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be especially great for, if somebody wanted to have a birthday party.
Yeah.
You guys let them bring in some food, cake,
Oh
whatnot.
yeah, absolutely. And it's really great. We have Telenia's downstairs, and they love doing catering for us.
Very nice.
And their food's delicious.
Their food is delicious.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, very cool. So now, Brandon, as people are getting ready to start their escape room, they're getting prepared and whatnot. Obviously, you have certain restrictions about what you can take into the room. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you make sure that the experience is protected for everybody?
Yeah, so we don't allow pictures or anything inside the room just to protect our puzzles and keep them from getting spoiled for everybody else by the all-powerful internet and social media. So we do try to limit the use of cell phone usage inside the room by saying, no cell phone usage inside the room.
That's pretty limited.
Yeah, it's pretty limited. So we request that people lock up their cell phones and things like that, which parents of teenagers absolutely love, by the way. I mean, how often do you get an hour with your 16-year-old where they're not on their phone the entire time? We have lockers that we supply everybody with, and they're totally free, that you can lock your stuff up and take the key with you, so it's all secure. And that's honestly the best thing. I know so many people appreciate, even like our corporate groups are like, oh, I get to put my cell phone away for an hour? Yes. And they really appreciate that as well.
No email.
Right.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the experience, the contestants feel that sweet sense of victory. They've completed the escape room. Tell me what happens after that.
Well, we go ahead and take them into one of our lobbies, and we do a group photo for them. We have different props and stuff based on the rooms that we have that are a lot of fun to use, and you can get pretty silly with it. And then we post those pictures on our Facebook page so everybody has access to them, and it's a really great time. Beyond that, we have a giant chalkboard wall that we let everybody sign once they've come through, which again is a lot of fun, especially for the kids, because they love breaking the rules, and what's breaking the rules more than the writing on the wall?
That's right. And you can write it really big.
You can. A lot of people have. We try to keep it small though. gotta preserve that space.
So how many people work here, Brandon? There's you, there's Ryan. Anybody else?
Other than Ryan and I, we have 5 employees here. They're all high school and college students, which is really who we try to hire. Not just because they're young, but because our business model promotes critical thinking, and that's kind of what we want to instill in anybody that comes through and works for us, and then maybe moves on to their larger career.
So now, Brandon, are you and Ryan involved in any sort of community service? How does Escape on Main give back to the community of St. Charles?
Oh, absolutely. So Ryan is always donating to different causes. We do a lot of silent auctions where we'll give away 8-person rooms. We've done that for churches, schools, a lot of different philanthropic causes. Beyond that, we've recently built out a portable escape room for Fort Zumwalt South's grad night, which was something that was a lot of fun to do, and we really liked working with the school. We're currently working with a retired teacher to write classroom escape rooms with items you can find inside the classroom, which is another project we're super excited about.
It sounds like it would be a really neat project. Mm-hmm. You talked about your mobile escape room there. Now, you've recently used that in more than one way, like you were part of the anime convention here at the St. Charles Convention Center?
Absolutely. That was a different room we wrote, but we built out an escape module that we can tear down, transfer easily, and then build at any location. And again, that was a lot of fun, and it's something we hope to continue to do in the future.
Very cool. So Brandon, how can people get a hold of you? Phone number, email, website? What are the specifics you got for us?
You can always reach us at Facebook at facebook.com/escapeonmain. You can email us at info@escapeonmain.com, or you can go to our website, escapeonmain.com. Our phone number is 636-757-5500.
Well, very cool. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for being a part of our show today. I really appreciate your time, and we look forward to being here in the future.
No problem. Thank you so much.
For Brandon Olson and Ryan Riggy, I'm Travis Wilson. This has been Check Out St. Charles. Thank you for watching.